And now for our Catholic in America segment. An EWTN News Nightly exclusive poll by McLaughlin and Associates found Catholics were engaged in the voting process. 87% said they were likely to vote in the midterms, with 50% saying they would cast a ballot for a Democrat, 37% choosing a Republican. We also asked about President Trump, and 56% of the faithful disapproved of the job he was doing, with 42% approving. But those numbers are a little different among weekly churchgoers. 54% approve of the job the president is doing, 45% do not. And joining me now from New York City is John McLaughlin himself, CEO and partner of McLaughlin and Associates, a national survey and strategic consulting firm with decades of political experience. And John's firm conducted our News Nightly exclusive Catholic in America poll. Welcome to the program, John.
It's great to be here.
John, your exit poll numbers show that 25% of voters in yesterday's midterm elections are Catholics. Based on your extensive experience conducting polls about Catholics, what's your analysis of the Catholic vote and its importance?
It's a critical swing vote that whether you're a Republican or Democrat, if you win the Catholics, it's likely you're going to win the election. And as you cited the September survey, which was probably taken late September, while people were forecasting a blue wave, the Republicans had ground to make up. And last night in our national survey, which we're releasing, you're getting the first exclusive here. Among the quarter of the votes who were Catholics, the Republicans gained, but they didn't win. They got 45% of the vote. The Democrats held their 50%. The president, his job actually improved to 52 and 47, and the Catholic voters themselves, I guess they surged with a lot of the Republican votes as the president went around the country post-Kavanaugh. Those Kavanaugh hearings, Catholics, I think, were kind of repulsed by the whole thing because there was somebody who they could identify with who was smeared, and the smears were baseless.
Who went
and
to
it seemed
Georgetown
that a lot
Prep.
of it was because he was right. And he might be perceived as a pro-life Catholic. Who knows until he's on the court and renders some decisions, but we don't know.
As we just reported, 56% of Catholics surveyed for this News Nightly poll disapproved of the job that the president was doing. If we really drill down, though, to these weekly church-going Catholics, 45% disapproved. How do you think that affected the vote?
Well, I think they came around. Actually, the president improved his numbers since that survey, and through last night, he had a net positive job approval among Catholics, 52-47. And I think the Kavanaugh hearings and the way he stuck with Judge Kavanaugh actually improved his standing among Catholics because of a lot of it was related to issues they would care about.
Immigration was a top campaign issue for President Trump, and candidates across the country, 67% in that poll that we conducted of weekly church-going Catholics said they support tightening restrictions on migrants and refugees entering the country. Did that surprise you, given church teaching on immigration, outpouring of aid from Catholic agencies and parishes for the migrant caravan?
No, because most Catholics, we're relatively new immigrants ourselves into the country, whether it's this generation or a couple removed, but they like immigration to be legal. And they like people to, we do focus groups, and when we ask people whether they're Catholics or not, do they have a problem with people coming in the country and on the amnesty issues? And they say, well, you know, we came here legally and we played by the rules. And they know that the United States takes in 1 million immigrants a year, but they do it legally. What they resent is when people, their phrase that we get in focus groups is when they jump the line, when they don't play by the rules, or they're just coming here for a job and they stay in the country. And it seems unfair to those that played by the rules. So the Catholic voters you're talking about are citizens who have played by those rules. And ironically, last night in our survey, when we asked Catholics, who do you approve or disapprove, or who do you prefer to handle immigration issue, 43% to 35%, they said Donald Trump and the Republicans, and 65% of those Catholic voters oppose open borders. So they really want to play by the rules and have the system fixed. They don't like the idea of refugees coming to the country and seeing people not taken care of, but they would like to have a legal system that makes sense, that seems fair to everybody.
John McLaughlin, pollster and CEO and partner of McLaughlin and Associates. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you, Lauren.